Shalom and welcome tonight to our special presentation for the fourth night of Hanukkah, Yeshua, the light of the world. Tonight's presentation is brought to you from Celebrate Messiah in partnership with Chosen People Ministries. We have been in partnership with Chosen People Ministries since the year 2000, and it's wonderful that tonight we can have contributions to this children's program for Hanukkah from Israel and the United States. We're really excited about tonight. We hope that you're sitting down and going to enjoy this night of Hanukkah. Hope that you have a Chanukiah of your own to light. Tonight is the fourth night of Hanukkah, and you'll learn more about Hanukkah tonight, and you'll be able to enjoy it together as a family. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce this presentation, Yeshua, the light of the world, from our friends Chosen People Ministries. God bless you and happy Hanukkah.
Welcome to Yeshua, the light of the world, our first ever virtual event for kids just like you. My name is Toby Mann, and this is my amazing wife, Natalie.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. We are so excited to be able to celebrate Hanukkah with you.
In our home, we love celebrating Hanukkah with our two daughters. We enjoy lighting the Chanukiah and singing Hanukkah songs. We make latkes together and eat yummy jelly-filled donuts. In Hebrew, the donuts are called sufganiyot.
This evening, we're going to sing some songs, learn the story of Hanukkah, do a craft together, and watch some friends from Israel light a menorah.
Are you ready to begin? We are going to kick things off with our friends from Israel, Jason and Janice Rose, who are going to sing a couple of Hanukkah songs. The lyrics will be on the screen, so make sure you sing loud.
Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Seven bones to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Seven bones to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Oh dreidel, 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 then dreidel I shall play. It has a lovely body with legs so short and thin, and when it gets all tired, it drops and then I win. Oh dreidel, 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 with legs so short and thin. Oh dreidel, 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 it drops and then I win. My dreidel's always playful, it loves to dance and spin. And when a game of dreidel, come play, now let's begin. Oh dreidel, 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 it loves to dance and spin. Oh dreidel, 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 come play, now let's begin. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Oh dreidel, 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 then dreidel I shall play.
Wasn't that awesome? My family loves to sing during Hanukkah. It is such a wonderful time to praise God for all He has done for us. Thank you so much to the Rose family for doing such an incredible job. Next up, we want to tell you the story of Hanukkah. To tell this story, we are bringing in our friend Deirdre Blumenthal. Hello, Deirdre, and happy Hanukkah to you.
Happy Hanukkah! We are so happy that you have joined us tonight, and we are going to read from Holiday House Publishers and written by David A. Adler and illustrated by Jill Weber, the story of Hanukkah. The Hanukkah story begins in Israel a long time ago, when it was called Judea. At that time, the Jews who lived there were farmers and shepherds. On holidays, they all went to the beautiful temple in Jerusalem. The temple was on top of a mountain and called the House of God. Its gates were covered with gold and silver, and inside was a ner tamid, a light that always burned. For a long time, the Jews lived in peace, although they did not rule their land. Then a Greek, Antiochus IV, became king. He tore down the walls of Jerusalem, and thousands were killed. Anyone who lit Sabbath candles, studied Jewish law, or refused to bow to Greek idols was put to death. The king's men came to the town of Modein, and they demanded that Mattathias, an old priest, worship one of their gods. Mattathias refused. He threw down the idol and called out, "Whoever is for the Lord, our God, follow me." Mattathias ran to the hills. His 5 sons and many other Jews followed him. Antiochus's army chased after Mattathias, but when the soldiers came near, brave Jews hiding behind large rocks and inside caves attacked. Then they ran back to the hills and hid. Mattathias and his followers were farmers and shepherds, but they fought like trained soldiers. When Mattathias died, his son, Judah, became their leader. Judah was called the Maccabee, which means the hammer. The people who fought with him were called Maccabees. The king's armies came with bows, arrows, swords, horses, and armored elephants, but they weren't able to beat the Maccabees. In the final battle, there were more than 6 armed soldiers to each Maccabee, but still the mighty army of Antiochus was beaten. Judah then led the Maccabees to Jerusalem. The Maccabees cried when they saw the temple ruined and filled with garbage. They cleaned it. They built a new altar, new gates, and new doors. When it came time to light the ner tamid, they found just one small jar of pure oil, only enough to burn for 1 day. But that oil burned for 8 days until more oil could be prepared. On the 25th day of the Hebrew month of Kislev, the temple again became the house of God. And Judah declared that every year on that date, an 8-day holiday would begin. The holiday was called Hanukkah, which means dedication. It celebrates the day the temple was rededicated. That was more than 2,000 years ago. Today, all over the world, Jews celebrate Hanukkah by lighting candles singing Hanukkah songs and eating latkes, potato pancakes, and sufganiyot jelly donuts, just like we're doing. Latkes and sufganiyot are prepared in oil and remind Jews of the Hanukkah miracles. In many homes, people exchange Hanukkah gifts. Children also play a game with a four-sided spinning top called a dreidel, and on each side of the dreidel is a different Hebrew letter. The first letters of the Hebrew sentence, Nes Gadol Hayasham, which means a great miracle happened there. It happened in Jerusalem. Hanukkah celebrates one of the first fights for our religious freedom. I am so glad that you were able to hear this story tonight, and I am so excited to announce what's up next. Derek is going to share the connection between Hanukkah and Yeshua, the light of the world. Bye, and happy Hanukkah!
Hi everyone, happy Hanukkah. Wow, I never get tired of hearing the story of the Maccabees. They were so strong and brave, and God was so faithful. There's a reason stories like these are told over and over and over again, so we never forget. This really happened. It's so easy to be forgetful. We can forget to do our chores or our homework or to clean up our rooms, but there are some really important things God always wants us to remember. This is why we've been given so many creative ways passed down for hundreds or even thousands of years, so that we can remember that God always makes his promises come true. Hanukkah is a good example of how we can remember a great miracle that God had done for the Jewish people. Remember, any miracle God does for the Jewish people is good for the whole world. We know this because in the Bible, in Genesis 22, verse 18, God tells Abraham, "And through your offspring, or your children, all nations on earth will be blessed." You see, the victory for the Jewish people was great for them at that time, but it meant a whole lot more too. It meant victory for the world. If the Greeks won and the Jewish people were never again able to worship God freely, then God's plans could have never come true. You see, when God told Abraham that his children would bless the whole earth, that meant that through his children, the Savior would come. The Savior, or the Messiah, is Yeshua. You may know him as Jesus. Yeshua came a while after the Maccabees, and he had one mission: to make a way for people like you and me to have a best friendship with God. No one could have that before, because sin separated us from God. But Yeshua came and made the way so you and I can have a perfect relationship with God. God doesn't want us to forget the Maccabees, not because they're celebrities, but because he wants us to know that he can work in us in the very same way. Just like how God protected the Maccabees and helped them defeat the Greeks and take back the temple in Jerusalem, he has promised some really, really amazing things for you and me too. So, this is a Hanukkah menorah, or a Chanukiah. Each stem holds a candle for each night of Hanukkah. And this middle one is really unique. Do you notice anything different about it? That's right, it stands apart from the rest. It's also the first one that we light, and it's called the shamash. Shamash is the Hebrew word for servant. In the Bible, Yeshua, or Jesus, was described as taking the form of a servant, even though he really is the king. Why? Because he came to care for and serve God's created people, us. The shamash carries the light, just like Yeshua is the light in the darkness of this world. The shamash then lights the other candles, which then carry the light too. Do you see it? Yeshua is the light bearer, and when we follow him, we become light bearers too. How cool is that? Then we put our menorahs in windows so people can see the light, just like how we want people to see the love of Yeshua in us. The tall shamash candle is the servant, like Yeshua. It carries the light like Yeshua. We are like the other candles, and we get to carry Yeshua's light when we give our hearts to him. We can talk to him in prayer and hear from him when we read the Bible. He can transform your heart and transform your life. Then we show our light to the whole world so our friends and our family and our neighbors and our teachers and everyone we know can know Yeshua too and become carriers of his light to the loved ones in their lives. Ask God to show you what he wants to do with your life, and I promise he'll show you the light. Even if you've never done it before, you can talk to God by praying. I promise he hears you. He wants to show you great and wonderful things because he loves you so much. I know that because it's why he sent Yeshua. Yeshua died and came back from the dead so that with faith, we can have a friendship with God and carry the light. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, Derek, and thank you so much for that incredible connection to the story of Hanukkah. I learned so much from it, and I hope you did as well. Up next, we're going to get crafty with Liz and her daughter, Natalie. Crafting is one of my favorite things to do with my daughters, and this one is super cute and fun. We'll give you a few moments to gather all your materials. Ready? Here's what you're going to need. Blue construction paper, blue and yellow paint, or your favorite colors, a paintbrush, glue, scissors, a hole puncher, 12 inches of string or ribbon, and the printable PDF we sent out ahead of time, which is also available in the chat or in the link below. Are you ready to get started? If not, no worries at all. You can just hit pause on this video and hit play when you're ready to go, and the video will continue right where you left off. All right, without further ado, I would like to welcome my good friends, Liz and Natalie. Happy Hanukkah, ladies.
Happy Hanukkah! My name is Liz Crawford and this is my daughter Natalie. Hello! And we're going to show you how to do a fun Hanukkah craft called the Handprint Chanukiah. Now first we're going to go through what supplies you'll need to do this craft with us. First you'll need some glue, some scissors,
some
paint brushes,
and
ribbon, and single hole punch. You'll also need to print out the PDF that we have provided for you. And before you start the craft, please cut out all of these fun little pieces that will be needed in the craft. You'll also need to print out page 2. This is where you'll be putting your handprints. So to start, you're going to go ahead and cut out each of the items here. The stars, the Happy Hanukkah ribbon, and these little mini flames right here. There's 9 flames. We've done that ahead of time to save on time, right here. So after you do that, you will glue, you can cut out this circle and glue it on construction paper, or you can just keep it here on this paper. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep it with the white background, but if you want any other color background, gold background, light blue, dark blue, any color that you choose, you can cut that out and put that on that piece of construction paper. Next, you're going to paint both of the hands of your child in whatever color you want. What do you want to do? Let's do blue, and then we'll use this later, okay? Okay, so you ready?
yeah.
This is the fun, messy part.
Let's use the blue one.
Oh, you want to use the blue one for the blue? Okay, good
The
idea.
yellow for the yellow.
Perfect. Okay, ready? Put your hand flat. And you'll paint it, or you can be messy as you want and just put a big glob on a piece of paper and just have them put their hand in it. But we're just gonna do it this way. Ooh, does it feel fun? Does it tickle?
Yeah. You should connect it to that part.
Oh, of course. Okay, ready? Now when they put their hands down, you're gonna want them to cross their thumbs over because a Hanukkah has 9 candles. Okay, other hand. Okay, after you finish the first hand, you'll be painting the second hand. And you'll be putting both hands down at once, crossing the thumbs in the middle to make 9 candles. Okay.
The blue paint is almost gone.
I know. We're almost done though. All we need is 2 hands worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this will be fun. Let's paint the tips. Here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so now what we're gonna do. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your hands, your child's hands, and make sure they cross in the middle and press them down in the center of the circle. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Pick them up. That is so fun. Okay, now after they do that, you will take some time to go wash their hands. So we're gonna let you have time to go and wash your hands while my daughter washes her hands. Now that your child's hands are nice and clean, we can keep going for this fun craft. So we now have the 9 pointy fingers of Hanukkah. So now what we're gonna do, yeah, we are. So there are 2 ways that you can put the flames at the tip of the candles. You can either cut out the pieces that we've provided for you in this craft, or you can use yellow paint to put your fingertip at each one. So we're gonna do half and half today. Okay, so first we're going to do yellow paint. So Natalie, let's have you take your finger and put yellow at the tip of each of these fingers. Okay, just a little dot. There you go. Oh, that's so fun. And in the middle, there you go. Now you're gonna go wash your finger. And while she's washing her finger, I will show you what we'll do for the other side. So for the other side, you'll take some glue and you can take these sparkly yellow flames and glue them to the tips of the other fingers. Okay. There you go. You want to put the glue on and I'll hold it?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little. There you go.
We
So
can
it's just
also
whatever.
Put it like that.
Oh, that's a good idea. Put the glue right there. Glue right there. That's good. Perfect. You want to glue them?
Oopsie.
It's okay. That was a great idea, Natalie. Perfect. So whichever way you do it, you get to have fun being creative. And now if you don't have paint at home, you can also take your handprint, your child's hand, and trace around it with color pencils or marker, and you can get the same effect. That's what's great about this craft, is that it can be as artsy or as basic as you would like it. So after you do that, you'll be gluing on the Happy Hanukkah ribbon. So Natalie, can you put glue on the back of this, please? There you go, perfect. Look at that. And turn it around and glue it on, please. That's good. Put it right at the bottom. Aww, good job. Okay, now's the fun part. You get to decorate. So we've provided some decorations for you, or you can use your own. Be as creative as you would like. So Natalie, what would you like to do for decorating? Do you want to use these stars? Okay, so let's put some dots on here like you did before. Just little tiny dots. Yeah, you can put it there, you can put it there. And we'll put these fun little stars all over the place.
And I also want to use those.
Oh, of course. Good job. Now you can get super artsy and you can put some sparkles on here.
And I want to be an art teacher.
Yes, she wants to be an art teacher when she grows up.
I love art.
That's why you're the best person to do this art project with for the video.
Hey, the bubble. Little bubble. That's what the little star is going to be.
A little star? Okay, you want to put them on? I'll do the dots now and you do the stars. How many more do we need? Let's see, like 5 more? Maybe put some right here. There we go.
What are we going to use these ones for?
Those are the extra ones that would be in place of your thumbs and your fingers over here. But we did the paint instead. So now you've got a couple more stars. You got 2 more. Do you have 2 more dots?
And we can
Make 1 more dot wherever you want. It's so pretty, Natalie. You want to do it in the middle? That's a little bit much. Poor little star's gonna drown. Okay, so now that you've finished your creation, let's show the camera right here. You'll let it dry, and then you will put 2. You'll use your 1-hole punch.
Can I do the next one?
Sure. There you go. Do it right. There. Squeeze it. Oh, it's your first time doing a hole punch.
I actually did it in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, and then you'll tie your ribbon.
Can I do the next one?
Yes, you may. So you'll tie a knot in the back, like this. Oh, need a bigger knot. So double knot it.
Then why did we have this one? Why don't we have this?
I don't know. We just had it extra in case we needed it. Okay, you want to tie the knot in the back there? You know how to tie a knot? Yes or no?
But I wanted to put it in.
Okay, you can put it in. Almost, yep. Good job. I'll tie it and we'll let it dry, and then you can hang it somewhere fun for Hanukkah. Okay, there's the finished creation. Turn it around and show the camera. There you go.
That's our creation.
So have fun and happy Hanukkah. Say happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Bye.
Wow, this was so much fun. Thanks, Liz and Natalie, for walking us through this adorable craft. Friends at home, we would love to share your finished artwork on social media. So, if you would like to send in a photo, upload it by clicking the link below the screen or clicking the link in the chat. We will keep the submissions open all evening to give you plenty of time to send in a picture. Now, we'd like to welcome Rachel and her son from Israel. They'll be talking about a little thing you might be a little familiar with. You guessed it, a dreidel. Happy Hanukkah, Rachel.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and this is my son, and we live in
Israel.
And we wanted to share with you a couple of things that make Hanukkah special here in Israel. And one of them is a sivivon. You call this a
Dreidel.
And a dreidel, you spin these, it's a game, you spin it, and everyone has a lot of fun, and it falls on different letters. Well, each of these different dreidels, these sivivon, have different letters. And what are the letters?
Nun. Gimel. Hey. Pay.
Pay. Wow, that means that your dreidel says something else, doesn't it? And what does it say?
Nun. Gimel. Hey. Shin.
Shin. Wow, so what's the difference? We have a shin and we have a
Pay.
and that means Nes Gadol Haya
Sham.
and Nes Gadol Haya.
Po.
Nes Gadol Haya Po. That means a great miracle happened
Here.
here. A great miracle happened
There.
there. What is it referring to? It means that a great miracle happened here in Israel. And what is that miracle? It's the miracle of the oil that lasted for 8 days in the temple so that they could keep the lamp lit for 8 days. What a miracle. Nes Gadol Haya.
Po.
And your dreidel says, Nes Gadol Haya.
Sham.
A great miracle happened there, which means here in Israel. So have fun playing with your dreidels, with your sivivons. Spin them and have lots of fun. And another thing that we have here in Israel is a
Sufganiyah.
sufganiyah. What is that? Well, what is this one filled with?
Caramel.
And what is this one filled with?
Chocolate.
Oh, so delicious. What is this?
A donut.
A donut. Well, I think that's still tasty.
Yeah.
But believe me, a sufganiyah tastes even better. So you have chocolate flavored, you have caramel flavored, and you even have filled with
Jam.
jam. So yummy. Well, what is special about these donuts, about these sufganiyot? They are fried in oil. And what are we supposed to remember at Hanukkah? We're supposed to remember that we are supposed to fry in oil and think about the special oil that was made in the temple so that the lamp could be lit for 8 days. And so we spin the dreidel, we spin the sivivon, and we think about a great miracle that happened here. And we eat our delicious sufgan. Which one are you going to eat? Oh,
That
the caramel? The caramel. Okay, so that means I get to eat the chocolate? Sure, I'll eat the chocolate. You eat the caramel. Everyone is happy. What a fun holiday. I hope you have a great holiday too. Happy Hanukkah. And now we're going to listen to David and his family as they light the Hanukkah candles together. A great miracle happened here. We are so thankful, aren't we? Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו, ונתן לנו להדליק נרות של חנוכה.
Amen.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר עשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
This was such a wonderful time together. Thank you so much for joining us.
We want to give a special thank you to the Rose family, Deirdre and Derek Blumenthal, Liz and Natalie Crawford, Rachel and the Trubeck family for teaching us so much about Hanukkah.
Oh, and just a reminder to please upload your photo by clicking the link below or in the chat. We would love to see your final creations and share them on our social media. Be sure to find us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to see if your artwork is shared.
I don't know about you, but we are ready to have some latkes and sufganiyot.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone!
What a great night that was. Thank you so much to Chosen People Ministries for blessing us tonight. I certainly learned a lot. I hope that you did too. There was some wonderful singing, eating, celebration and songs, and a wonderful message that really was enlightening. Thank you for sharing with us this evening. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you'd like to know more about Celebrate Messiah, please visit us on our website, on Facebook, or look at our YouTube channel where you'll find a whole lot of videos that we have presented over the last few months. And thank you for being with us. We hope that you have a wonderful Hanukkah celebration, and God bless you all. In the name of Yeshua, the light of the world. Amen.